Okay guys, I've been a barber for about 1 year now, and here's all the things I've learned and things that I want to pass on to you guys and just share my journey of being a barber for 1 year. I'm going to talk about money, your skill set, your mindset, burnout, and clients. So here's everything I learned from being a barber for a year. Hopefully you guys learned something, and these are some things that I wish somebody told me when I was first starting out. And really, this was the point of this whole channel, was to just share my journey beginning barbering at 22 years old. Now I'm 23, and yeah, hopefully some of this stuff helps you guys. And yeah, I was so scared of coming to the barbershop and working because I didn't think my skill set was good enough for the barbershop yet. I already had the license. I was just waiting to start, and I was just trying to build my skill set. The thing is though, with your skill set is as soon as I got here, guys, within the first 2-3 months, I learned more about cutting hair than I ever did my last 2 years of cutting hair. And I think the reason for that is there's so many good barbers around you. There's so many people to learn from. The whole time you're watching the other barbers. There's 10 chairs here, so there's so many different people you can learn from. And yeah, so the first 2 months I learned way more. I had little problems that I didn't even know I did, but afterwards some barbers pointed it out to me, and I got a lot better. So yeah, so don't worry about not being good enough for the shop. The shop is what builds you, what makes you better. You don't have to be a master barber before you come to the barbershop, okay? And I know that firsthand. And by the way, guys, this is just my experience, what I've experienced my first year. It might be different for you, but next thing is money. What I thought, when I first started in the shop, I thought for the first year I'm not gonna make anything. I don't have any clients. I don't have any clients. I didn't think I was gonna make as much money as I did before in my last job, making, in the 30s as a metal worker. Turns out 4 months in, I'm making more in a month than I ever did in my other job. And that kind of blew me away because I thought for the first year I wasn't gonna be making enough. But slowly you build your clientele, you get better at your craft, people will come back to you, your loyal clients, and you start making consistent money. And another thing I thought was that I thought the months would be more inconsistent. I thought, like, let's say February I'd make 5K, March I'd make 3K, and then April I'd make 7K, and then it would be all like up and down. But really, it generally, the way it goes is obviously it starts on the bottom when you're first starting out. Then it starts going up. Might go down a little bit, but gradually the graph is going up until it levels out. And then it stays like that. And then it might dip a little bit or go up a little bit, but generally stays the same. From what I've seen, December is the busiest month because of Christmas and New Year's. And January is typically the slowest month. But overall, it typically all levels out. So it's not as inconsistent as you might think. Next up is clients. Guys, when I first came here, I had no clients. Maybe I had my brother, maybe my cousin, okay. But overall, I had nobody. What I learned was that anytime you get a walk-in, you gotta treat it like it's the Super Bowl. You gotta give them the best haircut you could possibly give them, because that walk-in could potentially be a client. And then you gotta treat that client with the same type of service every single time, and they're gonna keep coming back to you. You gotta be consistent in your craft. And another thing is, when you're first starting out, you'll take anybody, right? You don't care who it is. You just want somebody in your chair to cut their hair and practice. But as time goes by, you get more clients, you get more people, and you realize there's some clients that you just don't want. Maybe they're rude, maybe they're disrespectful, maybe you just don't like the way they are, and that's okay, guys. Not everyone is meant to be your client. You can get rid of them, you can block them. There's so many other good clients waiting for you to cut their hair that are not as rude, as picky, as whatever. And you might even like them more, you might be friends with them. But don't hold on to those clients that just are such a headache, you know? It just doesn't make sense. Even if they tip well, it's not worth it. It's not worth your mental health. Okay, next thing is mindset. The mindset you gotta have when you first start. I realized quickly that if I wanted to survive in a shop, I had to change my mindset. So what I heard from a famous barber, you guys might know him, Chris Bosio, he said if he was starting out, he would be the first one in the shop, last one out. And I took that literally, and I started doing it. I came here at 9 a.m. and at the time they were closing at 6 p.m. So I left when everybody else was leaving, or I was the last one out. And so what that allowed me to do was maximize the most amount of people I cut, most amount of walk-ins. And over time, I started getting more and more clients because of that. And it was working. I wasn't just leaving whenever I wanted to. I was staying from morning all the way to the end. And you got to switch that mindset and be like, this is not just a job where I can do whatever I want. I got to actually focus and stay here to build my clientele. Okay, and lastly, burnout, guys. When you're first starting out, you need to actually stay from beginning to end, and you might have to work 5 days, 6 days a week because you're trying to build that clientele. But if you do that for too long, I don't know exactly how long, it might be different for each person, but you're going to eventually burn out. And that's when barbering is really nice because it allows you to create your own schedule, your own hours. If you're working for chair rent, if you're doing percentage, it might be different. It might be what the owner has your hours set as. But for us, it's chair rent. So that allows me to make my own schedule. I decided to work 4 days from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. So 11 hours for 4 days, and then I get 3 days off in a row. And that allowed me to work on my business, create products like this, pomade, clay, shampoo, conditioner, and to relax for the other 3 days and just see my family, just rest my brain, just not even think about barbering. And that allowed me to not burn out. And this schedule is just the most amazing schedule for me. But it might be different for you. You might want to work 5 days, 6 days. But if you're going to work less days, you might have to add the hours, add more hours. Like, for example, if you're going to work only 3 days a week, you can't just work a regular 8 hours. Now you have to work 10, 11, 12 hours if you want to make up for the other days that you're not working. There has been times when I was first starting out where I felt like I was burning out and I wasn't in love with cutting hair anymore. And I just started cutting hair. And that's the issue, guys. When you do it for too long, where you're just grinding, you're gonna burn out, and you have to find new things that interest you. You gotta look up new tutorials, how to do a certain haircut. Maybe try out a different clipper. Maybe try a different fade. Try something new, and then that would also help you not burning out. When you're using the same things, doing the same mid fade for every single person that comes in, it starts to get really boring and you start to burn out. So yeah, guys, that's my first year. Let me know what you guys thought. If you have any suggestions for me, I want to share with you guys some stats for how much clients I have and things like that. So in total of all the clients I've had was 602. I've had 28 new clients. I have 158 loyal clients. That means they come back to me every 2-3 weeks. And blocked clients, I have 12. So either this person kept showing up late, or they were just rude or disrespectful. I didn't really want to cut their hair anymore. And yeah, so that's what my stats are looking like today. And today I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 appointments. And yeah, and I have some space. Maybe I'll get some more people today, maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. If you guys liked it, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this tailored to guys that are just starting out. And if there's anything I could do, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.